Hi, and welcome to the instruction video for the Monarch BEad Brave kit. Now, this is one of our advanced BEad Brave Bead Mosaic kits. This is a difficulty level 4. Now, the levels doesn't mean that nobody can do it, but we do recommend, and as a prerequisite for this, that you have done a level 1 or 2 kit, and just know that this is going to take a little bit more time and just has a lot more detail and some more meticulous things to it. But it's definitely achievable. If you read the instructions and watch the video, you should be just fine. Now, one of the first things that you want to make sure you do is that you have your Sabrina Fry toolkit available to you. You should have everything in it if you're an experienced bead mosaic artist, or if you've done one of my kits, you've probably already got the tools with your toolkit because you are going to be using most everything in there today. And with this video, I'm going to show you how we create this beautiful monarch butterfly. Now, this butterfly has a lot of little tiny details that kind of need to just be paid extra attention to, because I know that the details make all the difference. From far away, it's kind of hard to tell sometimes if people are going to really notice, but they do. And so with this kit, we have 4 objectives. And again, the prerequisite is that you have done a level 1 or 2 Art Edge Bead Mosaic kit that teaches you the Art Edge technique, because you're going to use that technique coupled with the techniques that we're going to use and add to your technique library with this kit. So the first objective is that we are going to use paint to manipulate bead colors and make it look like you have more colors in your piece than you actually do. Most people do not have the bead supply that I have right behind me, you can see, and that's okay. I started out with not very many beads and made do and learned how to use paint to manipulate that. So we're going to use paint to manipulate color. We're also going to use paint to intensify color. And we're also going to be incorporating several different accents into this piece. So we're going to use the Art Edge technique with full strength glue and gluing accent pieces into it to, again, get those details. And then we're also going to be adding texture to this. So that's something you might not be as familiar with, but you do have some special tools in here to be able to add texture and some extra definition into your kit. So you are also going to receive in your box, you're going to have the special beads that are made just for this kit. And our Bead Brave kits are limited edition because I can't always get all of these beads in mass quantity. And so get it while you can, because most of these specialty beads are coming out of my stash, which is a good thing because it helps me get rid of them. But you have some other materials in your kit. One is you're going to get a thing of paint with orange and black paint that we are going to use, like I said, in one of the objectives to learn how to manipulate that. You are going to get some specialty beads. You're going to get halfback pearls with an accent large bead, and then ball chain is another one of the specialty beads that you're going to get in your kit. Then you're also going to get a packet of all of the regular beads that are going to go in your background. You'll also get your Art Edge product, which you're going to have one that's plain and it has wider strips. Those are going to go on the outside of your project so that you can frame the project, and it will also encase the glue and all of the beads so you don't have any weak points in your project. This is a standard 8x10, so you should be able to put it in a frame. If you don't have a standard 8x10 for it, we do sell some beautiful frames that you can get for your kit. Then another piece of Art Edge that it's going to come with is black glitter. And these are the really tiny, skinny strips that we're going to be putting in here. Again, this is a technique that you've probably learned in one of the other entry-level videos. But some of the other things that are going to come in your kit, one is a beading needle, and you're probably not going to be able to see this on this video, but this is a very tiny, very skinny needle that we are going to use when we add the texture to this project. You will also receive some paint brushes for your paint. That we are just using standard acrylic paint. There's nothing really special about this paint. And these brushes are yours to keep for other projects. You will have two types of glue in your packet. One is Aleene's Original Tacky. This is a very small amount because you really aren't going to be using a lot. You'll end up with most of this left over. And you can do most of these projects without using full strength tacky, but I want to make sure that I show you both techniques. And then you also have Sabrina's Skinny Glue. Now, if it doesn't come in this refillable bottle, it comes in the container that is meant to be poured into the refillable bottle. So one of the first things that you're going to want to do with this project is look over the instruction sheets. Now, there are specialty instructions for this that go with the original Art Edge Level 1 and Level 2 technique kits. So if you know the other technique, great, just go ahead. If you need a review, you can always download the instructions off of beadmosaic.com in our download section, or you can go to the YouTube video and do a refresher just to remind yourself. Maybe it's been a little while. But you're going to have some special instruction sheets that come with this kit that are specifically designed for this kit that are meant to be used in addition to the traditional standard Bead Mosaic instructions. So you'll have your design sheet, and then there are two other sheets that have specialty instructions that we are going to go over in this video as well. Now, when you get your kit, the first thing you're going to see is a board that has the design etched into it already. And this design is laser etched. So you're going to start out with an empty board like this, and I want you to do all the painting on the board before you do the Art Edge technique. Okay, so it'll make your life a whole lot easier if you do the painting first. So you are going to use your multiple brushes and your two colors of paint, and this is what it should look like when you're done painting. Now, these are basic painting techniques. The only thing you're really going to do that might be out of your comfort zone is feathering. And if you want to try it out on a little sheet of paper to show what feathering is, then go ahead and do that. There is enough extra paint, you don't have to worry about it. But this is what it is going to look like. You've got orange on the inside, orange on the outside, a solid area here, and then black on the inside where it needs to go, and that's to intensify the black. And then we're going to create a shadow effect in underneath the butterfly to create a type of movement, and that goes on the outside here. Now, this bottom part is not noted on your drawing. Just know that you need about 1/4 of an inch, and then just put that that feathering in there for that. So it should look just like this when you are done before you begin applying beads. Now, once this is completed and dried, you want to give it a few hours. The acrylic dries to touch pretty quickly, but you want to make sure that it's 100% dry before you start your Art Edge. Now, once you're done with this, you're going to start using your Art Edge, and you're using that technique that you used in your basic Level 1 and Level 2 kits. And again, if you need a refresher on those instructions, you can go to beadmosaic.com to download that. Once your design has all the Art Edge on it, it will look like this. Once the Art Edge is on it, you can begin putting your accent beads into place. And I would recommend starting with the largest first. So I would take your gold chain and your big dot and glue those into place. And those are going to be glued into place with your full strength Aleene's tacky glue. Then you're going to glue the antenna down. Now, the antenna are two different sizes. So when you're putting those down, take note of which one goes where first. And you're going to put a line of full strength glue down, and then you're going to lay the ball chain right on top of it. After that, we're going to get started placing the half back pearls. And with these, the easiest way to put flat backs on is by using your wax pencil that's included in your Bead Mosaic kit. The wax pencil is going to make it much easier to pick up these flat backs where tweezers are very difficult to do this with. So when you put the paint over, you're going to notice that there are little circles in the areas where the dots go. Now, I recommend that you don't put so much black paint that you can't see those through it. You should still be able to see those dots through your black paint because they're actually etched into the board. So it doesn't have to be so opaque that you can't see everything. You just need a little bit of black on there. So you're going to take your glue and you're going to place a teeny tiny bit dot of glue on top of each one of those circles that's represented there. Then, and you probably only want to do half at one point so the glue doesn't dry out. I live in the desert, things tend to dry out very quickly. Then you're going to take your wax pencil, you're going to pick up your flat back, and you're going to place it right into that glue. Just give it a little push down and it'll stay right where it is and it'll let go off of the wax pencil. Some of you might not be familiar with how wonderful the wax pencils can be, but they're perfect for this job here. So you're going to place all of those pearls into place with full strength glue. And then I recommend that you leave the project to dry probably at least 5 or 6 hours, maybe overnight. That way the full strength glue has time to solidify, the paint has time to solidify, and everything will go very smoothly and easily after that. Now, the next part of this project that we're going to work on is the texture. And this is something that you might not be as familiar with this technique, but creating this area in here, and when you take a close look at this picture, you'll see how this is lines of beads, straight lines. This area is also straight lines of beads, and this is giving it a different texture than the area below it, which is a random type of texture. Now, you could do the entire butterfly with straight lines if you want. Not my thing, but if you want, go ahead. It'll look beautiful when it's done, so don't worry about that. But you are going to use the beading needle for that. And as you can see in this video, I'm showing you how to put those beads onto the needle one at a time. You're going to string maybe a dozen beads on at a time, and then you're going to lay glue into the area that you want to lay the beads, and then just place the needle with the beads on it into that glue. Put your finger over the top of it and slide that needle right out. That's going to give you a straight line of beads. Now, if you had the beads on hanks, you would be able to do the same technique and just pull the string out. This is for people who don't have hanks, and we're not supplying you with hanks because we're teaching you a new technique. So teaching you how to use your beading needle to create straight lines of beads and create certain types of textures in small areas. Okay, this is not a technique you want to use for large areas because you could be there forever. But I know artists who do that, and it's not a problem either way. So you are going to lay those into the black center of the butterfly, as well as this accent area over here. And you have plenty of extra beads to be able to do that. Once that is completely dry, then you want to use the art edge technique from your standard basic videos and fill in all the other areas with your beads, and then pour your skinny glue over the top of everything. Now I'm going to give you a little forewarning. These white pearl beads, pearls are incredibly sensitive to chemicals, and they will change color a little bit with the skinny glue. It doesn't matter what kind of glue you use. If you use glue that has fumes, now mine has probably the least fumes of any glue in the industry, it will cause a reaction with the pearls. And so just know that they are going to go slightly gray, and that is part of the design. They look almost like silver instead of the white pearly color. So don't worry about that. It's just part of what it is. I know that going in, and I'm letting you know that that is what's going to happen. Once it's completely done, I do encourage you to seal it with a spray. I use a triple glaze sealer by Rust-Oleum. Krylon also makes the same product, and I recommend that once it's dry for a few days that you seal the whole product. One of the biggest reasons for that is because a lot of these beads have silver linings in them, and they will change color and oxidize if they're exposed to the elements. If you seal it, you won't have that problem. The cool thing about this kit, though, too, is that there are some very specialty vintage Venetian beads that I use in this kit that just, you can see the color difference in them. They're just absolutely spectacular. I hope that you have enjoyed putting this kit together and that you'll consider buying one of our other Bead Brave kits and continue creating wonderful things. And when you're done, I hope that you will share it with us on the Facebook group. If you're not a member, you can go to Facebook, look for Bead Mosaic, and join our thousands of other people that are creating incredible art with bead mosaics and share your creations as well. You can find out everything you need, and if you want to see more Bead Brave kits, go to beadmosaic.com and also the Bead Mosaic YouTube channel for more kits and ideas for you. Hope you've enjoyed it. Thank you so much for joining me.